Cillian Murphy is impossible to cancel, and it is clear why. You will never see him at a party or acting out in interviews. It's easy to see why he is one of the most favorite Hollywood actors, and despite some may consider his lifestyle boring, he is refusing to change. How is it possible that Cillian Murphy remains so humble even though he has a net worth of $25 million? And how did he get so famous without ever getting cancelled? Surprisingly, Cillian Murphy did not know anything about the love he was getting on the internet.
Despite that being an ensemble piece, I will say everyone's claiming you're the internet's boyfriend. Now that you didn't know about that?
No, I don't know about too many things internet-wise.
Because he has never been on social media.
Do you make a choice not to be on social media, or was that being forced on you?
Too old for that, you know?
No, you're not.
It's not that he is never invited to the famous Hollywood parties. Murphy intentionally tries to avoid going to parties by using this trick.
The more boring you are in real life, the less people are interested in you. So I tell people I have an extraordinarily boring life. It's actually incredibly exciting.
Nonetheless, what is it that actually makes Cillian Murphy the most famous actor in Hollywood? It might sound hard to believe, but before joining the acting career, Murphy wanted to become a rock star. Obsessed with the Beatles, Murphy and his brother Paidy performed various guitar solos in their 20s. Fortunately, their band called the Sons of Mr. Green Jeans became so successful that they were even offered a 5-album deal from Acid Jazz Records, a London-based record label that was ready to skyrocket Murphy's music career. However, Murphy's parents were afraid that they were going to lose their children in the unstable world of rock and roll, so they rejected his offer and convinced him to study law at the University College Cork in Ireland. But before he could pursue his legal career, destiny had something else in mind. During his secondary school, Murphy was given the opportunity to participate in a drama performance by Corcadorca Theatre Company, an experience that he later described as something that made him feel alive, a feeling that instantly made him realize where he belonged. Although in 1966 Murphy began studying law in Ireland, his mind was still revolving around the experience he had on stage. With each day passing, the feeling of not being able to pursue acting was eating him every day. This tension was also witnessed in college when he failed his first-year law exams. Seeing his results in front of his eyes, Murphy knew what he must do next. Within the next few days, Murphy constantly pressured Pat Kiernan, a well-known Irish director and the founder of Corcadorca Theatre Company, to give him an opportunity to audition in one of their upcoming movies. Well, it was not that easy, because just like Murphy, any actor can't just pressure a director to audition, and you can't force your way to become part of a movie. Only the talented ones who are most suitable with the character get the chance. But after a lot of meetings, Murphy was finally given the opportunity to audition for Disco Pigs, in which he was supposed to play the role of a weird teenager from Cork City of Ireland. The moment Murphy walked into the audition room, the writer of the movie, Enda Walsh, was astonished to see his mysterious personality. Walsh said there was something about him. He was incredibly enigmatic, and he would walk into a room with real presence, and you had to go, oh my god. Batman Begins director Christopher Nolan also noticed something unique about his personality that no Hollywood actor possesses. Nolan said, he has the most extraordinary eyes, and I kept trying to make excuses for him to take his glasses off in close-ups. The same thing was also pointed out by the New York Times film critic Manohla Dargis. She said, baby blues look cold enough to freeze water, and his wolfish leer suggested its own terrors. It turns out they were absolutely right, because once you make eye contact with him, it's really hard to look away. Moreover, the combination of his mysterious looks and extraordinary acting gives Murphy a massive edge over all Hollywood actors. Fortunately, Enda Walsh identified these rare factors at the very beginning, which convinced him to launch his acting debut in Disco Pigs, and the way Murphy handled the character was beyond imagination.
Leave right. You and me, babe!
After the surprising hit of Disco Pigs, Murphy starred in the Irish black comedy movie Intermission, where his role involved plotting a bank heist with Colin Farrell. Although in 2003 Intermission became the highest-grossing movie in Irish box office history, he was still looking for a breakthrough to make his mark in Hollywood. In Cold Mountain, he had a minor role as a deserted soldier, and in Girl with a Pearl Earring he acted as a butcher. After waiting for a few years, the moment finally arrived when he was asked to audition for the role of Bruce Wayne in Batman Begins. Murphy never considered himself suitable for a superhero role, but his intuition guided him to audition for it anyway. However, he did not know what was about to happen next. If you look at all the Batman movies that were made in the 20th century, the villain has always been a famous actor. But Batman Begins was the first movie in which the villain was a new actor, and Murphy was no doubt perfect for that role. Nolan said, when he walked in, I think we both knew he wasn't going to play Batman. But as he started to act, the whole crew, everyone in the room paid attention. The studio immediately agreed Murphy would become the villain. As time went on, Murphy's extraordinary acting allowed him to stand face to face with leading Hollywood actors. In Inception, Murphy played the role of an entrepreneur whose mind is controlled by DiCaprio's character, and in The Dark Knight Rises, the director again introduced his character in a unique way. With years of experience, Murphy possessed a more arrogant but unbelievably attractive look of a villain that makes you want to see him again and again. The unforeseen act of slowly opening his eyes and his heavy voice made every teenager fall in love with him in Peaky Blinders, a BBC television series in which Murphy acted as a gang leader during World War I. The show became such a massive hit that people are now copying his Peaky Blinders dressing style to see how people react. I guess there's just something about an introverted man who is always very quiet and humble in interviews being able to pull off the performance of a confident gangster so flawlessly. Murphy's reputation reached an all-time high when he acted as the father of the atomic bomb in Oppenheimer. But as attractive as it seems, he had to lose 25 pounds, around 11 kilograms, to adapt to the personality of Robert Oppenheimer. Murphy says he likes to be challenged.
I like to be challenged, and when I read something, I want to go, I don't really know how I can do that.
And always follows his instincts.
I think instinct is your most powerful tool that you have as an actor. Nothing must be predetermined.
Nonetheless, his constant dedication to feeling the character in his life has always helped him create a new version of his personality.
Tell me why you think about shoulders dropped or up. I mean, the kind of, you know, that's shoulders up, and that's more like tense. You know what I mean?
It's like Murphy perfectly knows how to bring more intensity to a character. This in return turned out to be a lucky charm for directors, because whichever movie he chose, it always became a massive hit. For example, Oppenheimer's budget was $100 million, but the movie has already crossed $950 million at the box office, 9 times the amount of the budget. In Peaky Blinders, the budget per episode was $2.2 million, but the show collected a revenue of $62 million in its very first year. Murphy alone charged $350,000 per episode in the first 2 seasons, which in the last season jumped to $2 million per episode. Not to forget, Murphy appeared for the first time in a leading movie, Batman Begins, yet the movie earned $373 million, which was more than double the amount of its budget. Surprisingly, despite having a net worth of $25 million and winning the Oscar, you will never find him in a controversy or arguing with people.
What was the reason? What was the reason? What was the reason?
Or being in a heated situation.
Here's the thing, Peter. Yeah. You're stepping over a line now. You're stepping over a line, you know you are.
Neither intentionally getting into conflicts. The only controversy that he faced was when critics started claiming the necessity of sexual scenes in Oppenheimer between Murphy and Florence Pugh. In response, Murphy simply defended by saying, if you are familiar with the story, it was his relationship with Jean Tetlock which was the thing that really made him lose his security clearance and ultimately kind of cost his career. I think it was vital to highlight the intimacy and the closeness of their relationship. Subscribe to this channel for more similar content, and I'll see you next time.